taking us to 12 minutes past 10 o'clock Central African time, just in time for our Becoming feature. Across the world, people are questioning what it truly means to live well in a society driven by consumerism, social media, validation, and the race for external validation. Luxury has often come to represent status rather than substance. And at times we confuse the fact of there are an elite few that can actually access that luxury while most of us are really trying to catch up. Yet more individuals are beginning to crave depth as well, simplicity and experiences that are genuine, not just impressive. But there seems to be a tension at times between the two of living luxuriously and living authentically. Or are these things also simultaneous if you can afford them? And at sometimes there's nothing wrong with aspiration, right? You see, there's a lot of question marks in this one. Can the pursuit of elegance and comfort coexist with purpose and simplicity, or are the two destined to clash in a world obsessed with appearances? We've got Vika Shipalana, who's joining us on the line, founder and curator of The Slow Life. Thank you, Vika. Welcome on the show.
Thanks, Benjamin. So happy to be here.
It's so great to have you here. Let's talk a little bit about what you do, Vika, and what The Slow Life is all about.
I am the founder and CEO of VS Luxury Group. It's a luxury consultancy that I founded in 2018, and we curate experiences for high net worth individuals and affluent individuals, mainly around South Africa.
Ooh la la.
But we also but we also touch parts of Nigeria
Oh,
and
nice.
Kenya and the like. And so, yeah, the slow life is a property that my husband and I came up with during lockdown, actually, when we actually realized the power of and the need for human connection. And I guess we both had a lot of time to reflect around our lives and what we want to do with our futures. And for both of us, it became quite apparent that we wanted lives that were more authentic, that were more true to who we were. And therefore, the slow life was birthed as this property that brings like minded people together who want to enjoy a beautiful life with like minded people in a beautifully curated setting.
It sounds like something that's not aimed for me. Hey, Vika.
It is for you. I promise you. Jeez.
I'm
It
like, yo,
is
the
absolutely
affluent.
for you.
Yo, it seems like, there's a lot of Juji things that are happening here. Let's talk about Juji things and about the
Okay.
luxurious life, right? Because we commoners usually say things like that because we kind of making the luxurious life superficial, and we attach the life of opulence with a sense of you are wasting money, right? But
Mm,
no, it
mm.
isn't like that. There are those who can actually live that luxurious life, and for them it's actually as normal as your hustle every single day. Do you think we do misunderstand luxury from an African context, and sometimes we bedevil it very too soon without understanding the environment?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think a lot of us have had this misunderstanding and this misalignment of what luxury is. And I can tell you for free that even having time for family and friends is a type of luxury. Having time for yourself to decompress after a long day, enjoying whatever you enjoy, whether it's a glass of wine or a cup of tea, and just that intimacy alone with yourself or with God is a form of luxury. And I think there's a lot of misconception, and we've been told that, the two worlds are at odds. So luxury is materialistic, superficial, and all the like, and that somehow authenticity is about being simple and inwardly defined. But for me, the two worlds live very well together. And it really is about a person understanding what their values are and then almost selfishly taking the time to make sure that your life is aligned to your value system. So the things that you enjoy be deliberate about enjoying those things, because that is a form of luxury. So if you have time and you have an ability to enjoy certain things that speak to you, that's a form of luxury. It's not just about the flashy cars and the flashy clothes. And so I think a lot of my role actually and my purpose in life is to get people to understand two aren't at odds with each other, and that any person can actually enjoy a very luxurious life with intention.
Mhm. And also, the flashy cars and the flashy life is also convenient for a certain type of person who can afford it, and it's so easy for them to
100%.
enjoy that luxury. So we must also allow that to be.
I mean, my pastor said it so beautifully a couple of weeks ago, where he said, we as church members will condemn someone who's driving a Rolls Royce, and meanwhile that person can actually afford it. So it is about where are you in your journey, and if a Rolls Royce is something that you can comfortably afford without getting yourself into debt, without getting your family into trouble, then why not? So it is about those choices. And I find that, you get people who genuinely are into fast cars, and that's something that they can afford, and therefore, why not? And then
Mm.
you get someone like me who really doesn't want a fast car, but I want a very comfortable car. And so if I can live within my means and I can enjoy the pleasures of life, then there's no problem.
Yeah, and navigating those two is wonderful as well, because at times we have this class distinction that keeps us in like one-dimensional spaces, whereby we don't understand that life gives us an opportunity to tap into different environments. And it's not necessary that you tap into a particular environment because of your income. You tap into it because you want that experience, and you don't have to have it every single day, but you can navigate certain environments depending on your openness, right? Let's say you do live in the Santons of this world. Now and then, go hang out at Chisanyama, Lapetembisa, and experience the township life. It depends just on how open you are for navigating different modes of being and different environments, right? And we'll speak a little bit about that balance. Is it important? Is it necessary? Stay with us there on the line.
Ukatili wa kijinsia unaharibu maisha na kutenga jamii. Hutokea nyumbani, shuleni, kazini na mara nyingi kwa ukimya. Lakini hauwezi kuendelea. Ukiona, ongea. Ikiwa unaumia, funguka, kwa sababu kutofanya lolote sio chaguo. Sikiliza vituo vyote 19 vya redio kuanzia Jumatano ya tarehe 23 Julai kwenye mijadala, ushauri, tamthilia, maonyesho ya elimu na mahojiano na wataalamu, manusura, watunga sheria na nchi nzima iliyoathirika na ukatili wa kijinsia kwenye vituo vyako pendwa vya redio. Piga simu 0800 428 428 ili kuripoti unyanyasaji au kupata msaada. GBV ikomeshwe na wewe. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na shirika la SABC.
Step into the heart of the day on the move with Palesa and Benjamin.
Hey, I'm solo today. You're with Benjamin Moshatama right here on Channel Africa. We are in our Becoming conversation with Vika Shipalana, founder and curator of The Slow Life. We speak about the tension between the luxurious and living authentically. Vika, if you are used to the Santon life and it's very normal for you, you were raised in those streets, should you stay there, or maybe just drive around the corner and go to Vigalazi Street, Vilagazi Street in Soweto, and hang out and have a big piece of chisanyama there? Or it depends definitely on your preferences.
It does depend on your preferences. I mean, part of why we started The Slow Life is because we love going to the countryside. And a lot of the experiences that we do, we'll pick either a very big residential plot.
Sure.
So like the first one we did was in the Val. And the residence of that owner is so big that we could actually set the long table on his driveway.
Oh, nice.
So we were surrounded by trees and grass, and birds just in the background. And the one that's coming up now on the 1st of November, we're doing it at a farm, and this farm is between Midrand and Kyalami. It's an area called Brittle Park. It's a Black woman who owns the farm. She has the most immaculately manicured lawns. And all I thought to myself is, imagine setting a table in these gardens surrounded by all these different flowers and birds singing. So it really is about, what do you like? For us with the slow life, we try and take people into nature. But most certainly, I mean, I've been to Vilakazi Street a couple of times in my youth, and I absolutely loved it because the food is just exceptional. And you'd hop from one restaurant to the next.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what people need to learn is to really just follow their passions and allow themselves to explore beyond their immediate surroundings. We all love a bit of city life, but it can get a lot at times. And I think being able to be in nature is also just good for your wellness and well-being.
I mean, some of the stuff is very aspirational, Vika, and some people get trouble in this whole luxury thing. They get themselves into debt with it, and they just
Yeah.
want that Instagram picture. And I've seen you sitting in maybe a boutique hotel, and you see these little girls coming in maybe in their 20s, and they'll just sit there and order like a glass of water just so they can take a picture
Yes.
in the alleyway. And it's like, it's not necessary. Your time is coming, little one. You'll get here. Just the
Yeah.
experience of being in your 20s is also unique there. So the aspiration can feel tense and superficial and can be too costly for some. How do you make sure that
Yes.
this aim for the luxurious is not going to be detrimental for you, your finances, and also for your spirits?
I mean, I think it all starts with being very honest with yourself. And I've seen the sort of irresponsible nature in which content creators can sometimes lead young people astray. And it's probably one of the reasons why I've stayed quite sort of forward in my visibility on social media, because I've always thought people need to see someone living authentically, someone who lives a normal, honest life, and understand that these things take time. So I think as young people need to understand, look, in my 20s, actually, I can afford to just not have enough money for certain things and hang out with my friends. But there is a huge responsibility that rests with people who are generating that content, because I think a lot of it is lies and it's getting young people really pressured. So it starts with really just being honest with yourself, like, where am I? Where am I trying to go? And then I guess there's a level of spirituality there in terms of just believing that my time will come and that I need to do some time. So I'm finding that young people don't actually want to work. They just want to acquire these things. But there is a very, I guess the right word is goodness in an honest living and taking your time to acquire certain things. And there's definitely an appreciation for something that I've worked hard to earn over time. And so I would say, release yourself from the social pressure. A lot of that stuff is not even real, as we know.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of social media pages, content creators, brands that are advocating for authenticity, including, what we do with the slow life. And that's really to just help people to calm down and decompress and understand that life isn't some rush where you need to acquire everything right now, but live in the moment, live beautifully, and allow yourself and allow God to actually like move you from glory to glory, as opposed to trying to acquire everything now and trying to lie to everybody else, because that tends to be very exhausting and you find yourself in debt so quickly. And it's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, how did you find yourself in this space? I mean, I'm listening to you and I'm like, you sound like you've just in kind of a point of self comfort. You sound like a person who's kind of very chilled about things, and you sound very
Sure.
kind of content. How do you get to that place where you actually are okay with yourself and your lived experiences and also what you are pursuing?
think there's a lot of intentionality, and finding alignment with who you are as a person. I think there's beauty in entrepreneurship in that it forces you to figure out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was a corporate girler, I was always on the go. Money was not a problem. And if anything, I just didn't have time. So there wasn't a lot of self-reflection happening in my younger years. But I think, I've been an entrepreneur for almost 8 years now, and
Wow.
it allows you a lot of time to sit and reflect and think about what you're putting out into the world and how it affects other people and yourself. And so for me, that inner alignment, that time with myself and with God, to write down my thoughts, my worries, to pray about what I need to shed. I think that's been the real like game changer. And if I could advise anybody else, man or woman, young or old, spend time with yourself, spend time in silence, spend time with God, and really figure out what type of life do you want for yourself, and then come out and intentionally like curate that life for yourself. Be very clear about, these are the things I'm not going to do anymore, and these are the things I want to align myself with. And in doing that, it's almost like God just starts to order your steps. So the slow life, it really is a natural reflection of who me and Bonke, my husband, are as human beings. We love to connect with people. We love to pour into others and also allow other people to pour into us. So it just made sense to create a platform that allows for us to be able to do that. Plus, we adults, we can't go to the clubs and turn it up at 12 o'clock at night. So having an experience where it starts at 12 in the afternoon, you're done by 6. We actually close the doors. For the one that's coming up, we're going to close at 9 because people
Sure.
like to linger a little bit and listen to music. So it's just like how do you get adult people? So, we target people who are over 30 to
Sure.
come and enjoy themselves, enjoy incredible food and wine on tap. Sorry to say
Oh,
that, Lord.
hallelujah.
And and have a good time and make new friends and build connection. And by 9 o'clock, you're in an Uber and you're going home.
Fantastic, Vika.
So yeah.
Yeah, we have to let it go, but thank you for speaking to us. I see that you have an event on the 1st of November. Tell us a little bit about that, and where can people go to find out more about the slow life?
Thank you so much, Benjamin. So we have an experience that we're doing on the 1st of November. It's a Saturday. It's from 12 in the afternoon and it ends at 9 o'clock at night. But the main sort of long table lunch starts at 2 in the afternoon, and there's a beautiful chef who's prepared incredible food. And you can go to www.theslowlife.co.za to purchase tickets, and that allows you a 4-course luncheon curated by us and complimentary champagne and wines and waters all day until you go home.
Well, it's been a fantastic learnings chatting to you about navigating the luxurious and the simplicity of comfort. Thank you for joining us here on Channel Africa, Vika.
Thanks for having me, Benjamin. It's been an absolute honor. Thank you.
That's Vika Shipalana, founder and curator of The Slow Life. Don't put yourself in debt, guys. Don't go for credit cards expense just to go on holiday. Hey, just take it easy. That time is coming. Save a little bit, until the end of the year, and you'll get that wonderful experience. What do you think about this one? Is it tough to wait? Maybe you're a young person listening to this and you're like, "Hi, Ben, I want to do it now." Let us know how you navigate this world of luxury and the simple life.